Guys, welcome to another CEO Wisdom podcast. Today we have Oleg Boyko with us. He is a COO at Group BWT, which is a scraping company. So we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics today. Scraping is super cool because, if you know ChatGPT of OpenAI, you know that they took their data from many places and a process that we call scraping. There are also lots of legal discussions nowadays as if they were rightful to do so. And basically what that means is that scraping and data gathering is a very important topic nowadays, not only for AI, but just if you want to generate good amounts of cash. So today we're going to talk with Oleg about their business. What do they do? How do they help people? Oleg, can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit more about Group BWT?
Hello, sure. We are the global data supplier for companies in different industries. What we do, we turn unstructured data from the internet into the data ready for analysis. And we do this at scale. By at scale, I mean billions of records that we process on a regular basis. We're doing this since 2009, so we turned 14 this year, and we have a couple of really great clients who we work with for a very long time, and we have clients of different sizes in our portfolio. That's a short introduction about us.
Right. So you operate in various industries, fintech, e-commerce, healthcare, for example. How many clients do you have, and what's the deal with those clients? How much do you usually charge them for what service exactly?
Well, it's a very tricky question, which doesn't have a simple answer. The scraping, what is the good thing about scraping is that it is needed by, everybody needs it. No matter the size of the company, no matter the industry. Yes, our main industries that we work with are those that you have mentioned, but we really work with anybody who wants to make the data talk. And we have many clients who we work with for a long time. We have clients who come, leave, and then come back. And then we have people who only need like one-time scraping to happen to get the information they're interested in. Similar answer to how much we charge them. It all depends on the complexity of the job. It all depends on which resources do you really need to scrape this. There are simpler ones. There are social networks like LinkedIn, for example, which is very hard one for scraping, very complex one, and that's super expensive. But it all really depends on the goals, on the frequency, on the volumes of data, and so on and so forth.
Right. I see for web scraping, for example, it's 450 per source and 190 per month, right? So the source can be a PDF, can be a website, can be a Word document even. That's pretty cool. What are some of the most interesting projects that you worked with, and do you also work with AI?
Well, the most interesting ones that I'm proud of, there are actually a couple of them. One is the person who was a startup one day in 2018, and he had some insights from one of the really big manufacturers who he worked for, and he knew exactly what challenges they were facing getting the data and serving their digital shelf. So he wanted to create something alternative solution that he could offer to that big manufacturer, and he was so serious about the project that he even came to our office in Ukraine to talk about the requirements, to draw schemas, to build the frame of this project together with us. And that was a week when we worked together in a single room and doing all those requirements elicitation processes. Well, long story short, 3 years after we started doing this startup, this MVP, as it initially was, 3 years after that, he has signed a first contract with that big manufacturer that he wanted to work with, and until today, they're still investing into his project. So everything that we are doing on that platform is invested by that big manufacturer who he initially wanted to work with. Another, it also, I believe it also should give a pretty good understanding to those who watch this pod, which tasks can be solved with the scraping. So that specific software that we have developed is digital shelf monitoring. It is a scraping of information of thousands of products and hundreds on retailer websites on a daily basis, the hundreds of thousands of data points that are getting collected regularly and visualized in. Another one that I'm proud of is the client is a famous car manufacturer, European based, and they wanted to analyze the market of used cars. They wanted to understand how many cars have been sold of their brands and their partner brands versus the competitors, which regions of Europe are more actively selling those cars, what are the prices, and so on and so forth. So scraping is about really working with data at scale and making this data talk and making it helping educated decisions for the businesses as to how do they want to expand and grow.
Right. Why do people say data is the new gold?
Because this is also a good question. Why we've been talking recently with another founder of our company, like why do we do this? Why do we do web scraping? Because we could have done anything else. We believe that with the right data, you can make the right decisions. So this is definitely a new goal, because who knows information, who knows how to work with the data can be on top of competition.
Right. What do you think about OpenAI scraping the whole web? Is there like legal hazards to that? And what would be the future of AI company trying to build this AGI with that many sources of data?
Well, AI scraping, legal questions. I think it's always about legal and moral stuff more, because what scraping is, it's related to what we are doing. It's related to ChatGPT. Scraping, what we do with the help of scraping, you can do it manually as well. You can manually open 100 websites. In case of that manufacturer, you can hire 1,000 students and you can open those websites on a daily basis, copy pasting the information. Scraping allows to automate it. There is the ethical side of the matter, because when you scrape the information from the website at scale, you don't want to hurt that website in any mean. You don't want to put it down. You don't want to make it slower. So our belief is that as long as this is the publicly available information and we do not harm anybody else's business, this is totally legal. There are other concerns if we're talking about ChatGPT. Don't remember that, what was it, the rule of 1,000 or something, Elon Musk participated in that kind of movement, where they asked to stop investing and developing AI that fast until people understand how to control it, because nobody knows where it can lead to. But we are actively using ChatGPT at this time, and it just saves tons of time for, especially for content creation. And I want to be honest, some of the reaching out campaigns were built with the help of ChatGPT.
Right. How many employees do you manage right now?
Right now we have about 80 people in the company. We specialize in web scraping, but we also have digital product design department and software development department in our company, because what we're doing is it goes very closely. So data scraping goes very closely with development and design, because in most cases people don't want to get the raw data, especially if they don't have data analysts on their team. They want to visualize the data at some point. So we scrape the data. We have the designers who create the intuitive, user-friendly dashboards, and we have software engineers who then develop those dashboards for our clients. So we have about 80 people distributed around Ukraine, distributed around Europe. We have representatives in different countries, and we continue growing.
And how do you make sure to keep your team productive and performant?
We that's also, I'll try to give a short answer. So before COVID, before COVID pandemic started, we had a little bit more than 30 people, and we were only hiring locally in our local city. We were planning to start hiring remotely, but it was a little bit scary. But then COVID started, and we had to learn how to work remotely. And ever since that, we started hiring people around the country and outside of the country. During this time, we have established a lot of processes and introduced a lot of tools internally that help us to make sure that people are productive, starting from the time tracking. Then we have the HR department, whose main responsibility is to be in touch with every person once every while. It can be more often, it can be not that often, depending on the time. So obviously, when the war started, we were in touch with everybody on a daily basis, and to make sure that people have everything that they need to be productive. And if there are any issues, our goal is to make sure that we fix those issues as soon as possible.
Right. And how do you sign up new clients? Usually, how do you find them? Do you do like cold email, or how do you get in touch with new clients?
There are multiple channels that we have. Upwork is one of them. We have some inbound traffic that we get through directories that we're listed at, and we reach out via LinkedIn. We know exactly who we want to work with based on our previous portfolio, so we develop different strategies and tactics to make sure that we reach out to those people who we want to reach out to. And another, well, I may call it channel, but another activity that we are actively implementing this year is road shows. When we go on site to the places where we have our existing clients, just to meet with them, and so that they can see that we're the real people, the real human, and in parallel, generating additional meetings on that location.
Be cool. Where can people find out more about you and your company, Oleg?
It is LinkedIn. It is our website. Our website has all the information on all the expertise directions that we have. It is social media. I am on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere. And of
Love
course,
it.
people can reach out. I'll be more than happy to tell more about what we're doing.
All right. Thank you so much.